Well, we've already seen that bullishness factored in over the past few weeks, where we see Brent above 75 and NYMEX temporarily above $70 per barrel. So the markets have already reacted to the expectation of less supplies going forward. And the market has already factored that in. It's difficult to see how, under the current circumstance where you see that any additional gains in prices might increase production from the U.S. as well, whether that could still, after the decision from Trump, that we could see further gains in prices. Because anyway, any decline in Iranian supplies from the market would be rather paced throughout the end of the year, and we might only see an actual effect on supplies towards the second half of this year or even early next year.
That being said, there are still so many question marks around this. As you say, the actual impact on supplies may not be until next year, later on. But we still don't know what the overall impact will be from the countries who are looking to import oil from Iran. We're not sure yet whether European countries will continue to do so, and particularly more likes of here in Asia. It's a real possibility, isn't it, that China will still continue to import from Iran?
Yeah, at the peak of the sanctions back in 2012, 2013, we saw that total Iranian exports, which are now about 2.2, 2.3 million barrels per day, went down to about just 1 million barrels per day. So that's really the bottom scenario, where you only saw the imports from Asian countries, particularly China, and during that period of peak sanctions. For us to get to any such scenario would have to be probably a year or at least 9 months from now, because the last time those sanctions were enacted, the buyers would have 6 months to cut up to 20% relative to what they had been buying in the previous 6 months. So any material effect would only be felt by November of this year, when they would be forced to comply with that. And also it depends on their exposure to U.S. Business, right, and whether they might be affected by the sanctions that the U.S. would be reimposing.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.